Now, from Iowa's news leader.
It was home. It was home.
The city tears down huts that some used to call home. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. This morning, city crews went into the woods and tore down makeshift huts by the river.
Those huts were located just north of University Avenue along the Des Moines River.
It's all about helping each other. It's all about helping our neighbor. I think what's coming at us is very, very tough. With layoffs, and foreclosures, sheriff sales, limited work hours. It's going to make we can't handle the homeless we have now. What's going to happen in 3 or 4 months when we have 3 times as many? It's a problem we have to face as a community. All of us, not just our government, not just our churches, all of us. And the only way we're going to get through this is by helping each other. Roger, less than 2 months ago, our political parties and our elected officials were spending millions of dollars to get elected so they could help make the world, America and Iowa, a better place to live. What better place to start than here? Help us in Des Moines with our housing crisis. Perhaps the Republican and Democrat parties could send a donation for our homeless and near homeless. This request is being made to all of our elected officials also, from President-elect Barack Obama to Senators Harkin and Grassley, to our congressional delegates, to our Governor Culver, to our state senators and representatives, and to our city officials, and finally the political action committees. Send us your personal contributions and contributions from your affiliated PACs. You can show all of us your need to use tax dollars to solve these problems with the poor and homeless is accompanied by your personal commitment to help our less fortunate sisters and brothers. The suburbs, our sister suburb of Clive donates $10,000 a year to the Central Iowa Shelter. Let's start with Ankeny, then Johnson, and then Grimes, and then Waukee, and then Urbandale, and then West Des Moines, and then Windsor Heights, and then Norwalk, and then Indianola, and then Pleasant Hill, and then Altoona. Because we have homeless from all of those communities. How many homeless shelters do they have? How many meals do they have for homeless people? So what if each one of them sent $10,000 like Clive does? It'll make a tremendous difference in the planning efforts for the new shelter they're talking about, and operating expense. But the most critical aspect of all of it is the churches. If the churches don't step forward, we're not going to be successful in the community. 100 churches, about 400 congregations we have in Des Moines, if 100 of them would rent a house for the poor, it make all the difference in the world. And the churches say, well, tithing is down and we don't have money. We say back to them, if they reduce their heating bills or turn their thermostat down 5 degrees, it would more than pay for an apartment, rent on an apartment, or rent for a house. So, are they going to step forward or aren't they?
And tell me a little bit about what you did today.
We took a census. Actually did a walk the riverbanks.
Whereabouts?
All over the Raccoon River, the Des Moines River, and going to be tallying the results here. We found the city of Des Moines went out yesterday and gave eviction notices to 10 more shelters, and these are just tents. And that's south of where Martin Luther King goes east and west. It's south of that on railroad property. I guess there's been a complaint or something, but they're making them people all move. Well, Monday morning I'm dropping off an invitation to the Republican Party of Iowa headquarters and the Democrat Party of Iowa headquarters, and our senators and our Leonard's offices. Just give us. I want to see their personal commitment. It'll help the nation. It'll help them. But the critical elements, the churches. And I just keep saying to all of them, how can you all operate out of a business model? And I've told you this, haven't I? About
yeah. Business model as opposed to
a spiritual model.
Yeah,
assumes unlimited
that was interesting.
resources.
I hadn't heard it like that before.
That assumes limited resources versus unlimited.
Yeah.
It's all about faith.
Yeah.
It's all about belief. It's all about trust. Well, we are a 501c3, and we have an EIN number. In the event we receive any donations, that would be tax deductible. We always accept donations, and we promise there will be not one dime spent on overhead. It'll all go straight to the poor. Well, for example, we bought 7 pair of boots. We have requests for another 8 pair of boots. They cost about $30 a pair, insulated boots. We bought 6 bus tickets home. It was delightful sending a couple, she's going to have a baby, and they wanted to get home to Oklahoma City. And they were stranded in Des Moines, been living on the streets for about 3 days. So we got them sent home. So we spend money that way. We just rented an apartment today for 3 guys. That cost $585 a month for the next 3 months. So lots of need out there. We have requests for 25 more bus tickets. Costs money. So, and no, the churches or the city or the government, nobody seems to have any money. But we're finding it because, like I say, we operate out of the spiritual model, and God gives us what we need. You know, what we need, God has got distributed to all the people all over, and it's all about helping each other.
I'm standing on Michigan Street just west of the huts. You can see city workers behind us continue to tear down the huts and put them into that dump truck. Now, they said they would do this, and today they followed through.
City leaders say they're too dangerous and ordered them destroyed.
Because the one man had an accident, everybody else has to pay for it.
The men living in the 5 remaining huts did have time to get out most of their belongings. But a healthcare advocate there to help the men made sure she saved one last thing.
This is where the 2 veterans stayed, so I want to make sure they get their flag.
Ken Roy lives in a tent nearby.
We knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
He says he'll stick to a tent, and some of the other men who used to live in these huts are considering the same thing.
Well, that's what we've been thinking about. We had warmth, we had it all. We had it all. This is unbelievable.